Hello everyone, today I'm going to share with you some Christmas baubles. As you may know, I just received a Christmas kit from Luscious Laces on Facebook, which is Annette's group, and I've made some baubles. It was a Christmas globe kit, and it had about 8.5 baubles in it to decorate. I also, about a month or so ago, bought some Christmas braids and trims from Luscious Laces, and so I've also decorated some things with that. So I might show you those ones first, and then I'll show you what I made with the Christmas kit that is available now. So with the trims and laces I bought from Luscious Laces, I've made these lovely little baubles here. I will put a link down below to the video where I show all the trims and laces that I bought from her at that time, so you can see what I'm talking about, because I've mixed them together now and they look like one kind of continuous piece, but they're not. They're individual pieces. There's two different, this one's got one different trim on it, but some have two or three. So I've used this beautiful sequin trim on this, and this is just a foam ball, and I've put some lovely bling, like a chain bling down the bottom, like a little tassel. These are quite difficult to show on video because obviously they hang like that, but the video's up here. So I have put this lovely sequin trim all around it. I went around the top here with these little plastic blings that I recently found at the thrift store. I put one of these little sliders, which is also plastic, on the top, and threaded this lovely lame yarn, I guess, or through it to hang it from the tree. So that's the first one I made, and I think it turned out very pretty. I actually put one of the sliders at the bottom also, so I had something to glue all that chain bling to, and it sparkles so prettily. The second one I made is also got the bling chain at the bottom, but I've used a different trim on this. This is a trim which I've used it all. It has a little zigzaggy top to it. It's the silver, this is the bottom, and all these zigzaggy pieces just closed in lovely around the foam ball and finished it off lovely. So that was how I made that one. I put a piece going across and up that way, piece going across and down that way. Once again, putting a slider at the bottom and the top so that I could hang the various things from it. The next one is another silver one, and this one's quite plain. It's actually the same, not quite the same. It has the sequin trim in the center, and then it has the same trim as on here, but I've cut the little zigzags off, so it's just like a Chinese braid going around there. I've put one of the little plastic bling flowers at the bottom and a slider at the top, just to have something to hold it by, and they're all very, very lightweight, which is really wonderful. The next one I made is the last silver one, and this one's a large foam ball. Oh no, oh dear, look what I've done. I haven't finished it. I haven't put my slider on top with my hanger. Tut tut. Anyway, I will show it to you anyway. Down the bottom, this is that same braid with the zigzag part going like that, and it all closes in. You can probably see it quite well there. At the bottom I have one of the plastic sparkly flowers. I have the sequin trim going around the center there, and I have this same braid at the top here. This blue beautiful wired bow is from Gail, who is father of 4 on YouTube. She sent me that quite some time ago, and I love blue, and I thought it was just perfect for the top of this bauble. And what would be more perfect is to have a hanger as well. But I will put that on, and it will just basically be the same as this anyway. So there we go. The next ones I made were gold, and this is the first one. I have used this lovely green, gold, white with a touch of red braid from Luscious Laces. I've used it all around the edge, and I've also used it on, did I use that on the inside? Oh no, that was a different. Alright, so we have a totally different braid on the inside that is gold with black going through it, and I thought it was quite different. You know, it's got a real traditional kind of look to it, a kind of a very old, vintaged kind of look to it. I have also put a gold flower, a double gold flower. It's got 2 flowers, and these were my own, and I've put 2 on the front and 2 on the back, and then I've put an earring on each side as well, just to sort of add a bit of sparkle to it. So that's the first one I made, and I've just got some gold elastic to hold that with there. So that's that one. And the last one I made from my the trims that I bought, I think October, September time, is this one here, and this is a lovely golded trim from Luscious Laces, and it's just wound around twice, and I think it's so regal looking. Isn't it beautiful? Once again, an earring in the front and the back. I've gone around the edge there with some gold bling chain, and then I've got this lovely corded trim around the edge, and I got that on sale quite some time ago from Lincraft. I think it was something like $1 for the whole roll of it. So, and I think it just looks so elegant and beautiful. So they're the ones that I made from the trims that I bought quite some time ago. And now the ones that I've made from Annette's new kit, I've made in 3 different styles, just to show you that the kit is quite versatile and it's not just for one style only. The first ones I made, I used all the little ones almost, and they're quite simple. Now I've only put a little bit of thread on these at the moment because I actually intend to hang them from the ceiling at different levels, but just to show you, I've just put a little bit of cotton thread through the loop there, and can you see I've put the bling mesh, the bling mesh, the silver, going all around the join, and I've put individual little blings all the way around that one. So that's the silver one I've made, and you could put something inside it, but I actually didn't think it needed anything because it looks really pretty when the light hits it. I also did one of those exactly the same in the gold, and how pretty does that look? I also went around the top of it with a little bit of that bling mesh as well. And if you want to see what was in that kit, I will put a link below. I put up a video yesterday, or it could be the day before that now, showing the kit. The next one I made was another small one with the bling mesh, once again going all around the join with the bling mesh, but then just in different lengths around. I have put some more of it like that, and it's really quite pretty, and I went around the top of it as well. And these, they kind of have a modern look to them, a clean and crisp look to them as well, and I really like that. And I think if you hung them in a window or above a buffet or something, they could work, or even because they're so light, you could hang it from a light fitting and it wouldn't be too heavy at all. And that's exactly the same again in the gold bling mesh. So there are 4 the same, and I also made a larger one in a similar style, and this is the medium size bauble that was in the kit, and I kind of made this one a little bit more extravagant. As you can see, I've cut pieces of the bling mesh out on the top and on the bottom there, and I've put it down either side in a double row, and then inside I've put some of the gold pearl trim that was in the kit just to add a bit of interest, but also to combine the gold and the silver together so that it would go with these ones, and this could be like a centerpiece as well. You could hang it in a window, you could hang it from a light fitting, you could make like a little chandelier effect with this sort of thing and hang them at different levels. So that's what I've done with those balls. Now the next two are in more traditional colors and very gold, but I think very beautiful in how they turned out. I have, let me see if I've got some of this trim left to show you. Okay, I used this trim here and this trim here. So I've used this trim going around, I've used this trim here going on either side of the seam, and then in the center I have put the red one, so it kind of goes like that. And I think it turned out quite nice. And in the center I've put my own little gold snowflakes with a bit of bling on them just to add to that space. And in the kit there were meant to be some sparkly flowers, and I think they would work perfectly for that as well. Unfortunately they got sort of missed in my kit, but that's okay. I said I would find something to replace them. So that's the first one I made. If you didn't want to put something here, you could hang something inside the ball, like a little crystal or something like that, just to catch the light on the tree. But you know, it's very decorative, but when it's on the tree it really catches the eye. So that's the first one in that style. And the second one I made, which is very similar, has the same bling with the snowflake in the center there, and around the side I have this, just a moment. Okay, so down either side of the seam I have some of this trim here, which is also the same trim that I've used on this one here. And then down the center, once again, I've used the red trim, which has the gold tinsel going through it. So very, very easy to make. I also put a little bit of the gold bling mesh around the edge, and then some of the gold beading around that just to finish it off and to add a little bit of more glitz. And once again, it's in the more traditional colors, very fancy, but I think, you know, that sort of thing, it does appeal to people, especially if you like a traditional type of Christmas. So let's just put those to the side. And then the last ones I made with the Christmas kit are some shabby chic, like girly pink type things, using the things in the kit. First one was the last little bauble that I used, and here it is here. I've put some of this really pretty white tinsel inside the bauble. It has all different pastel colors and the light picks that up beautifully. On the outside I put the pink pearls and some of the silver mesh bling. I put a little bit of the tinsel around the top with some more of the pink beading, and I've hung it with just a little bit of white. Now this wouldn't have to be for Christmas. Lots of ladies have these sorts of things in their craft room year round, and I just think it's ever so pretty. You know, you could have that sort of thing just hanging year round. So that's the first shabby chic, and the last one is the larger half shell, and this is what I've done with it. Let me see, there we go. So on the outside here, underneath, I've put some of that beautiful fabric with the silver glitter sparkle going through it. It has poinsettias, so I cut one out and put it inside at the bottom, just so that I could glue the eyelash trim in there. And if any glue was, you know, noticeable, the actual glittering of the fabric would cover that up. I put the 3 snowflakes on the outside of the globe and a little piece of the mesh bling in the center. I also put that mesh bling in the center of the snowflakes on the inside. I went around the edge with the pink pearl trim, and then I glued this beautiful tinsel all the way around the edge just to set it off. I filled the bottom of the globe with the white eyelash trim and just put a couple of pieces of the tinsel in there just to add a bit of sparkle. My little fairy here, I made her some wings. I used this sparkly fabric that was in the kit and a little bit of acetate, or, you know, the plastic from your craft packaging, and just cut her a little set of wings out. I bent it in half and glued that to her back, sorry. A little bit of the pink pearls around her waist just to add that pink to her dress, because it's a purple type of color. And I used my own little doodad flowers in her hair, and that's the only real thing, apart from some of the elastics and things for hanging, that I've used. Everything else is from the kit, and I think it turned out very, very pretty. Did I say that it hangs with the pearl trim? And I think it's really quite pretty. And once again, you could have that in your craft room year round, because she's a fairy, and it looks ever so pretty. And this is really something different for me to make. I don't usually do this kind of style. It's very girly, but it was fun to do, and it is good to try different things, you know, and see what you can do with these kits and things. So, oh, and I will mention, when I put the tinsel in the bauble here, I took the wire out of the tinsel. The tinsel, I've got a little bit left. It's really sweet, but most tinsel, as you may know, has a very thin wire. Let's see, there we go. A very, very thin wire running through the center. So what I did in here, to make it softer and to just let it fluff out, I pulled pieces about that big off the wire and put those in the ball. Otherwise it can have a stiff look to it. I left the wire on to go around the globe here, but like I said, when I put it in here, I wanted it to kind of look like it was floating in there, so I took the wire out of there, and that's how I did that. And that is all I've made with the kit. I still have quite a few things left. I have all this lovely rich braiding, and I will definitely be making use of that. I already have an idea for this fabric also. I have eyelash trim, I have some pearls, I have some mesh bling, not a lot of mesh bling left. I think I used all the silver, but I do have a bit of gold, and I have some of the red left. I also have these little decorations down here as well. So there we go. That's what I made with the lovely kit from Luscious Laces, and also the trims that I made myself, and I hope you like what I've made. Not hard at all. Oh, I broke my nail, do you see that? Oh, not hard at all, but very, very effective hanging on a tree. Like I said, light as a feather, light as a feather. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you so much for joining me today. Bye bye.